This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The International Boxing Federation has mandated that pro boxer Torino Johnson participate in another elimination bout in order to keep his mandatory spot as #1 contender for Gennady Golovkin's world title. We spoke with Reno earlier today to see if he's accepted.
I have agreed to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko, the #2 contender, who had opposed my mandatory rankings with the IBF. Triple G, the champion, the IBF champion, had already signed a contract to fight Canelo Alvarez on September 16, and so I deemed it in my best interest to take this challenge fight to not only stay active, but to be able to maintain my #1 rankings as the mandatory to fight the winner of Canelo Alvarez and the Triple G bout after September. As it is, Sergey Derevyanchenko is a fighter who I've been looking at for quite a while. Unfortunate for him, I've been vying to fight him for quite a while. I think he's a very good fighter and he's up there in the top rankings. In fact, he's the #2 contender. But yes, I feel very great, heading into this fight, very confident. And almost, I could pretty much say I'm certain that I can take this fight, and I'll sure as well look good in this fight. Right now, we are in negotiations for this fight. We have until June 7th to conclude our negotiation to come to terms. If not, the fight would go to a purse bid, leaving it to a 50-50 split. But, I'm ready and I'm confident to take this fight on. And, the Bahamas can look forward to another victory for Torino Johnson and the Bahamas.
At the recent FIBA Midterm Congress, the draw took place for the World Cup and Olympic qualifiers. The Bahamas was placed in Group D alongside Canada, the Dominican Republic, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. As for who the head coach will be heading into the first set of qualifiers in November.
Well, at this moment, I am still the head coach of the senior men's national team. That couldn't be subject. I wanted to step down, but again, myself and the president is in consultation with this right now. I know he told me he don't think it's the right time for me to step down right now, but we do have some good assistant coaches a part of that program, which is Norris Bain, Wade Watson, and Kevin Johnson. But again, we must look at the situation and see how best for when I'm about to move on the side. When should I move? And right now, he believes that with us getting the home and away thing on the road and having the core of the team that was there before still there, and based on, Mr. Bain's situation, what the outcome will be after Wednesday, then whether he will be still a part of the program or not. All of that we have to take in consideration, and then who's next up to take over. So while all the coaches that are on board are very qualified, I think the president just wants us to wait for a little while longer before we make that final decision.
Team Bahamas finished up its inaugural FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup with a record of 1-2. President of the Bahamas Football Association, Anton Seeley, gave his views on how the squad performed.
I was extremely impressed with them, really. Given the fact that they've only been working with the Brazilian coach for just shy of 3 months, I thought the improvement in the level of play, not just the level of play, but their understanding of the game, their movement on the field has just been tremendous. And it just bodes well for the future. We now have to sit back and analyze the program, see where we take it from here, because we can't just play this World Cup and then abandon it. So we're going to have to sit down, take a long, critical look at the program along with the executive committee of the BFA and plan and plot the way forward. But I can assure you that you haven't seen the last of Team Bahamas. We will be involved in competition consistently. We have the venue here now, and we're going to bring competitions here for them and also have them traveling to competitions. As you know, the Beach Soccer World Cup comes around every 2 years, unlike the other World Cup, which is every 4 years, so that the window is very, it's quick. So before you know it, we'll be back involved in another qualifying campaign, and I can assure you that Team Bahamas will qualify in its own right for the next World Cup.
For the team members themselves, the Beach Soccer World Cup was a real eye-opening experience.
In order to get there, you have to train every day. Every day. There are no breaks, These guys, every day they touch the sand, and that's where the Bahamas has to get, to where we're training and playing every day on the sand and playing high-level matches on a consistent basis.
We've come here and experienced the best. I think from here is only up from here because for a small nation like us, we held our own against some of the bigger nations in this competition.
It's gonna take a lot of hard work. We just gotta get all the guys out, to practice, because all of our guys, have work, have a family to take care. So, just got to do it.
Now that they've got to taste the highest level, my guys, they wanted more, and that's all they want. Now they want to play at this level, so which means that to play at this level, you have to train at this level.
We just have to keep the intensity up. We have to keep training, not drop the level, and build a program. So from here, I guess it's development of the sport, building a league, and a youth program too, so that we always have a good team to show.
President of the English Caribbean Amateur Softball Confederation, Burkett Dorset, recently returned home from the World Baseball Softball Confederation conclave. One of the topics of discussion was grants for national federations.
They must apply for these grants like 2 to 3 months prior to the event, and it takes 30 days for approval. They include things such as preparation for the teams for the Olympics. You can apply for that grant like next year, where you can start preparing your team for the 2020 Olympics, and actually the qualifiers. You must participate in those qualifiers once you get this grant. There's also grants for technical courses for umpires and scorers. There's grants for the development of national coaches. There are grants for federation operational expense. There are grants for training of federation staff, that's like people who work in the field, people who work in your local federation office. There are grants for youth school projects, such as the Austin Knowles tournament, and preparation of coaches and so forth for school programs like that. And also there's grants for clinic for players pitching and fielding clinics for players. And speaking with the president of the WBS, I think these grants are up to like $100,000.
And that'll do it for sports. Stay tuned, check on weather still to come.